What's going on, everybody? Center Cut Golf coming at you. Today, I'm going to tell you how we built a golf studio out of pocket and did it on a budget. We did everything as cheap as we possibly could, along with maintaining a professional appearance and a fun atmosphere for our customers. I'm going to go through every detail of things that we spent money on, things we saved money on, and what you're going to need to do if you're going to do a setup like this. Our setup is 2 simulator bays and we have a practice bay. And I'm going to tell you everything that we purchased in order to make that happen. To begin with, the first tip I'm going to give you guys when you're trying to set up something similar to this is stay within your budget. Don't listen to the you have to spend this, you have to buy a TrackMan, you have to spend so money and get the what they call the best out there, right? You can do a setup based on whatever budget you have to spend. We went a cheap route just to get the doors open, and now we're kind of upgrading as we go. We're in our first month here. We're about to hit, actually we just hit 20 members. Things are going good, so we are going to keep adapting and upgrading as we go. But you do not have to start out this way. When you do something like this, the first thing you're going to have to figure out is what type of system you want. There's a lot of different simulators out there. There's radar based, there's camera based, there's infrared, small space, big space. A lot of radars require different things. What we did, and this was against almost every advice that I had against people up there, you know, giving me advice, we started out with Flightscope Mevo Pluses. Now for the price, these are outstanding units. You can add on the Pro package, which now includes fusion tracking, which uses the camera and radar base. And with the introduction of RCT balls, these things are pretty dang good just to get your doors open. That is going to be my first suggestion. Stay within your budget. These are $2,000. You don't got to go spend $10,000, $15,000, or even $25,000 like what it is for a TrackMan. Get yourself one of these, get your doors open, and go from there. I promise these will perform good enough to get customers in here. We are living proof of that concept. Another thing with Flightscope and the Mevo Plus is this company is very social media generous, as in they will work with people. They do have an ambassador program, so if you do any type of social media work, golf content, and your subscribers are up there a little bit, there's a chance that they will put you in their ambassador program, which will save you money purchasing these. And I can't recommend these more, especially if you're just doing it at your house and you just want to do simulation golf and have that. This is an outstanding unit. I've had a SkyTrack and I've had this, and I would highly recommend this over SkyTrack any day of the week. Performs way better. One of the reasons why I really like Flightscope is the fact that it's almost instant feedback with the ball. When you hit the ball, by the time the ball hits the ground off the screen, it's already projecting it, which I believe that gives our customers a much more enjoyable experience. Now with all that being said, so we're going to start off with what it cost us. We did do 2 bays and we started out with 2 of these. So we're 4K in with just the launch monitors. $4,000 right off the bat. Next up, you got to have something that you can hit the balls into, right? So we went with Carlsplace Enclosures, which you can see right here. They are 9x12. We got the whole kit from them. It came with the bars, the impact screen, all the bungees, everything. One thing I will highly recommend, which is something that we've been kind of struggling with, when you purchase an impact screen, make sure that you get foam inserts or something to block the bars. It's been kind of a constant battle with us as far as balls ricocheting back. Now if it's in your house, you really don't care about it, but like for our instance, we have a lot of customers coming in and out. Safety is an absolute priority. Definitely make sure you get the foam insert kit with this kit. That being said, these enclosures run about $1,800. Once again, another company that is social media friendly. If you do social media and you tag them in videos, they will give you a discount, which I believe we got, I want to say we saved a couple $100 each screen. So $1,800 times 2, $3,600. That puts our total with these 2 simulators and impact screens, Enclosures at $7,600. Another thing I would highly suggest, which we found off real quick off the bat, you're going to need side nets for those errant tee shots, along with a net above for the sky drivers. Trust me, you're going to need them. The next thing is the hitting mat. Now, once again, we went through, experimented with a couple of them, and this is the Country Club Elite. These hitting mats are about $1,100 a piece, so that's another $2,200. That puts our total at what, $9,000? Now, as you can see, it's adding up pretty dang quick. We're at $9,000 with just the hitting mats, the enclosures, and 2 Mevo Pluses. But there's still more stuff that we had to get, and super, super important, and I'm going to tell you why. Next thing we're going to talk about real quick is you got to have something to run the software and the launch monitors. Now, you can go one of 2 directions. If it's for you and it's for your house, you can get an iPad or iPad Pro, download the software onto that, and it will work amazing. I personally highly recommend PC. You're going to need a gaming PC because what we found out is we use GS Pro, which is a $250 a year subscription per bay, so we're $500 a year. We have 2 licenses for it. Customers are able to come in, use it, no problem. But what we found with GS Pro is it actually sucks a lot of usage out of whatever you're using, graphics-wise, CPU-wise, and we had to get a pretty good setup in order for it to be able to run graphics on a high setting, which is super important to us because as a business, we want to give our customers the best experience that we can possibly give them, and that includes giving it the best graphics. So we got a PC right here. This PC build, I actually got a deal because my brother had some of the stuff, so I got it cheaper. So we're about $1,500 total for that PC build. Now I'm going to show you the next one. Now our next one is an actual laptop, and we ended up going with Andrew's laptop. Just this laptop, I believe, is $3,000 just for itself because it's an expensive setup that runs the program flawlessly. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend spending that much. You can definitely go a little bit cheaper than that, but like I said, we want to give our customers the best experience that we can give them, and that was one of our goals, is that we want to be able to run the software on the highest setting in the graphics and have it run flawlessly. The next thing you're going to need, which is another thing that you're definitely going to want to spend some money on and get a decent one, is a projector. Up there on the ceiling, you'll see we have an Epson high definition Pro Series projector with the mounting kit pointed at the screen. That Pro Series projector was $900 plus tax by itself, so another grand. So as you can see, the stuff really is adding up real quick. In our second bay, we actually have another Epson really good HD projector, but this is just a home version. It's not the Pro version, but it is still a very great low light working projector. And that one, I believe, was around $600. That is one thing that you definitely want to consider when you're doing an impact screen with a projector, is make sure you get a good projector. You got to make sure that it's going to work in low light and high light conditions. You want to be able to see that picture pretty clean and clear, along with having light around it. So that is something you're definitely going to want to spend some money on. The next thing is actually kind of funny. As you can see, hopefully you can see that up there, there's a clock above our TVs, which you're going to need TVs. You want to have some form of entertainment in there, but these clocks above the TVs actually serve a pretty good purpose, and I didn't think it was something that we needed until we opened and had customers coming in here. And it's a countdown clock. Our slots are 1 hour, and we found that if you don't say something to the customers, they'll definitely keep staying there past the hour. So it was just something that gives them a reminder that, hey, your hour's up, and it's not just us coming over and being a jerk to you. It's time to go. So I would definitely be interested to see what you guys think in the comments about something like that. It's something that we didn't know we needed, but you know what? I'm glad we have it. because I don't like having to be the guy to go kick somebody out. But we've had to. So since we've started, we've also picked this up, which is a Flightscope X2. Now just this unit by itself is $12,000. But like I said in a previous video, it's not something that's necessary just to open up. Now what I have found is with that X2, the small chips and putting 100% reads better than what the Mevo Pluses do. So we're making that decision to have one in here available. That way we can run our leagues off of it. It picks up a lot better. It's much more enjoyable. But that doesn't mean that the Mevo Plus doesn't work. Like I said, it opened our doors. It got us to this point. We're just going to keep adapting to what the needs are here in this golf studio. And then the last thing I'm going to touch on is you got to have the space for it, right? Which costs money. This is roughly 1,500 square feet. We chose a downtown location, which is paid off in a pretty good way. Everybody loves the location. It's super unique. And I think it actually provides our customers with a pretty more enjoyable experience being downtown in a real studio setting. Now a space like this here in Abilene, Texas, it's roughly about $1,800 a month. And that is a cost that we got to cover. Another thing that I haven't mentioned is the turf underneath around the hitting mat. We actually have a company that is supposed to be making us some, and that is another huge expense. It's going to be about $4,000 to fill in these two bays to make it all level, one area right there, and then on this one as well for just these two bays. Another cool thing, if you're thinking about doing a place like this, is you definitely need a have something that you can have people set their clubs in and somewhere for them to set their clubs in. We got one right there, and we'll walk over here. And we got one right there as well. So as you can see, we have a lot more stuff inside the building. It's all added stuff that you don't necessarily gotta have, but it's stuff that we thought would be a good experience for our customers. One last thing you're really going to want to make sure you have tables and a couch for people to sit. These are all off Amazon. These tables were less than $100 for the table and the stools times 4, $400 gets you seating for 8 people right off the bat. Couches, $100 off Amazon. Don't go all out on that stuff right off the bat. Get something, they'll use it, replace it when needed. The good news is about all these expenses is currently we have no overhead. Everything that we have in this studio was paid for out of pocket. We have no loans on this business. And I think that's a super important thing for like a studio like this in a city like Abilene, Texas. You know, it's an advantage right off the bat as far as getting it started, not having so many bills right off the bat. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here. So like I said, you definitely got to pick and choose what you want to save money on. Key facts when you're doing a business like this, the things that you do want to spend some money on, you're going to need a PC that'll run it. Spend the money on a PC that will run the software flawlessly. Your hitting mats, make sure you get a good quality hitting mat that's not hurting people's wrists and that's going to last. I think this is rated like 300,000 impacts, crazy amount of impacts, so it'll last for a long time. The next thing is get a good impact screen. You can either build it yourself or you can go to a place like Carlsplace. They sell a great kit online. Super easy to put together. Just be mindful when you're putting it together. Do some testing before you start bringing people in. That way you can fine tune it. You're gonna have some ball bounce back. You gotta start taking some bungees off to get that where you want it to keep it safe. The next thing you're going to want to spend money on, get a good projector. Trust me, it's worth it. You're not going to find a good projector that's going to be good enough to do this on Amazon for less than $200. A good projector is going to cost you around $1,000. There's no way around it, but it's going to be worth the money. And the last piece of advice is just do it, man. Don't listen to the people saying that it's going to take $100,000 to open up a business like this. We're about $20,000 into this, and we got it open. We're on week 3. We have 20 members already. We've had a lot of people come in and out, pay for an hour spot. It didn't matter that it was a Mevo Plus. They still played, they still had fun, and they had no problem paying us for that time. So don't listen to the people that tell you that you got to spend $100,000, you got to have the best of the best. Do it with what you can. Get it started. When you get it started, the business, the info will start going around. People are going to start hearing about it. You're going to get people in here. Just be able to adapt and keep making their experience better and better. As you get more people in here, put money back into it and upgrade it as it goes. Super excited to be in the business. Appreciate you guys watching this video. If you have any questions, anything that you might want help on, I will give you everything that we've gone through business-wise up to this point. It's been a fun ride. I'm gonna pop on for one more clip real quick. Another huge piece of advice that I would give you if you're starting a business like this is create a league right off the bat. Give your customers a reason to want to come in here each and every single week. We did just that right off the bat. We already have a points total, a giveaway, and weekly scorecards being turned in with winners each week. Super important to make them feel included. Not only that, it's a freaking fun day. It's our funnest day of the week, Wednesday nights here at Abilene Golf Studio. That's my last piece of advice. Create a league, get them coming back in each and every single week. We'll catch you later.